From making a great comeback against Miguel Cotto to being involved in a 20-person scuffle in his fight with Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather had some amazing fights and rivalries. For starters, many fans think his rivalry with Oscar de la Hoya was one of his greatest. The Golden Boy reigned supreme as the king of boxing. De la Hoya was a force to be reckoned with in the ring, and his fights were always the talk of the town. They were the biggest events, drawing massive crowds and commanding the biggest paydays. But then a young up-and-comer entered the scene, Floyd "Money" Mayweather. He was hungry, driven, and determined to make a name for himself. And when he stepped into the ring against De La Hoya, it was the defining moment that would launch him into superstardom. The thrill and excitement of their match was palpable, and it solidified Mayweather's place among the greats. The flamboyant, show-stopping Floyd strides into the ring, donning Mexican garb and commanding the attention of millions of boxing fans. This fight was set to skyrocket his profile. With millions of eager Mexican fans tuning in for the pay-per-view event, the stage was set for a record-breaking payday. And with his split-decision victory over the legendary Golden Boy Oscar de la Hoya, Floyd cashed in a whopping $25 million. It was from that day onward that he became a boxing icon. But little did everyone know that his journey had only just begun.
And where does Mayweather go from this pinnacle after claiming that he's going to retire? They fight to the finish.
With the next epic destination being his fight against Zab Judah. This fight was memorable for a number of reasons. If you ask me, it was a fight between two amazing welterweights on equal footing. Super Zab Judah was the southpaw boxer-puncher, while Floyd played the role of stylish technician. This was a huge showdown for hardcore fans that were invested in seeing these two combatants clash against one another. The crowd was on its feet before the bell even rang. The two fighters entered the ring and put on a show that would go down in the annals of boxing history. The fight had a dramatic twist near the end of the 10th round. Judah hit Mayweather with an illegal punch to the groin and a shot to the back of the head. The heated moment led to chaos in the ring, with 20 people involved in a scuffle. The chaos continued as law enforcement rushed to the ring, trying to restore order. But in the midst of all that madness, the two fighters remained standing in the ring, ready to continue their battle. The referee took a minute to calm things down, and then, to everyone's surprise, he allowed the fight to continue. With all eyes fixed on the ring, Mayweather and Judah continued their fierce battle, throwing punches and trying to outmaneuver each other. The energy in the arena was electric, with the crowd cheering and booing, hoping for their favorite to come out on top. And in the end, it was Floyd who emerged victorious, beating Judah by a unanimous decision after a hard-fought battle.
Mayweather 1, 2.
Zab is just waiting to counterpunch right now. He's waiting for that.
But his fight against Marcos Maidana is still one that many fans remember even more. This was the moment that truly tested the skills and resolve of the legendary Floyd "Money" Mayweather. Standing across the ring was the relentless and powerful Argentinian Marcos "El Chino" Maidana. He was truly a hurricane, and many believed that his aggressive style was the key to toppling the unbeatable Floyd. Maidana's relentless forward momentum put immense pressure on his opponents, and his fearlessness in the face of a good shot made him a formidable opponent. Evidently, Maidana's direct offense irritated Mayweather. He used a range of punches to hit the body and bothered Floyd with tussling strategies. Even while his defense was unquestionably strong, Mayweather was clearly feeling the pressure, but Floyd was a good strategist. He had the capacity to modify throughout a battle in order to address the challenges his rivals presented. By the 6th round, Floyd had Maidana's strategy down and started dismantling him. Threats that were present in the first 5 rounds were eliminated. Although Maidana performed admirably enough for a majority decision, it was obvious Mayweather's defense and accuracy were simply too much for El Chino.
Oh, and there was a...
Maidana in his chest either. Smart.
Maidana with the jab and the right to the body of Maidana again.
This next fight is one that many fans remember as one of Floyd's greatest comebacks. Yep, I'm talking about his fight against Miguel Cotto. Even though Cotto was thought to be past his peak at the time of the fight, it was still a thrilling contest. There was no doubt that Cotto was Floyd's most challenging opponent throughout his incredible career. Early on, Cotto posed a real threat to Mayweather, pushing him back while grabbing his torso with his signature left hook. Cotto stayed inside for the opening few rounds, despite the Puerto Rican applying a lot of pressure. But as the fight went on, Floyd found his rhythm and used his jab to block Cotto's attempts. By the middle of the 2nd round, Cotto was beginning to feel the effects of Mayweather's accurate striking. You really have to give it to Cotto though. He made an effort to continue the battle in rounds 11 and 12, but he was out of gas. Simply said, Floyd was just too good for him. He appeared and then he vanished. Cotto was ultimately unable to counter Mayweather's explosive combination of offense and defense, as the latter won another majority decision.
Cotto trying to
keep the pressure on him. And Mayweather when he gets some room.
Though it's tough to have a list of Floyd's greatest rivalries without mentioning this next fight. That's right, I'm talking about Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul is widely regarded as one of the best boxers of his generation and has won multiple world titles in various weight divisions. In May 2012, he faced Floyd in a highly anticipated light middleweight fight. At the time, Canelo was 23 years old and held the WBC and the Ring light middleweight championships. He was ranked as the #1 at 154 by the Ring magazine. The fight took place under the Mayweather vs. Cotto fight card, which was held in Las Vegas, Nevada. Canelo weighed in 15 pounds more than Mayweather, but was unable to match the more experienced fighter's speed and technique. Mayweather dominated the fight and sealed victory with a 12-round majority decision. One judge, CJ Ross, controversially scored the fight as a draw, which received widespread criticism and ultimately led to her retirement. Despite the loss, Canelo's performance against Mayweather was seen as a coming-out party for the young Mexican fighter. He really proved that he could compete against the best in the sport. The defeat remains the one and only loss in Canelo's professional career and has only motivated him to improve and become a better fighter.
Excellent to the body, and the fact that he worked those combinations, setting back in that round, using the shoulder roll to prevent him from landing the right hand.
And finally, you have what's probably Floyd's most iconic rivalry yet. Of course, it's his fight against Manny Pacquiao. Who could ever forget the boxing match that earned the most fortune? This fight had been anticipated for over 6 years by millions of fans worldwide. There have been rumors of a fight between Mayweather and Manny Pacman Pacquiao since 2009, but as fate would have it, the fight wouldn't take place until 2015. Pacquiao had significantly deteriorated physically by that point. He moved more slowly than he formerly did, and his fists lacked the characteristic snap. Fans still desired to witness it, and they finally had the opportunity. The match generated a record 4.6 million pay-per-view purchases, $600 million in gross income, and a live gate of almost $70 million. For a single night of fighting, Pacquiao had generated pay of $120 million, while Mayweather received $180 million. The upside of digital receipts is that both guys got to increase each other's fighting earnings even further, but the fight that fans had been anticipating for years fell short of expectations. In his fight with Pacquiao, Mayweather handled business with ease and won by unanimous decision. Soon after, Pacquiao disclosed that he had a shoulder issue prior to the bout that had an impact on his performance. Mayweather declined to grant the Filipino a rematch, despite his efforts to generate interest in one. Anyway, which of Floyd's rivalries do you think is the most epic? See you in the next one.
Unless you're 12, 15, 20 pounds bigger, you're not going to beat Floyd Mayweather attacking on a straight line.